Before we start, I know I've been accused of copying Swiss001, and that is not what I'm trying to do by any means. I realize we're in the similar niche, however I do try to differentiate my content from his. So if you have any suggestions on how I can further differentiate my content from his, let me know in the comments. So we're gonna take a look and compare the scenery of Infinite Flight to the Aerofly 2020 flight simulator. We're gonna take the A350-900 with Emirates Airlines. We're gonna go to San Diego Airport because that is my favorite airport. Obviously this is not realistic because all planes should be grounded right now, but we're gonna try it anyway. Here's the A350. The modeling is very well done, but one thing that struck many Infinite Flight fans is why is the scenery still so gosh darn bad? I mean, there's no secret that it's just outright horrible. The textures look very dated. It's kind of nostalgic, brings me back to 2012. I have a feeling that they've been focused on the aircraft quality so much that they had to compromise on the scenery, which I don't know if I approve that, but I totally understand if that's the case. So the aircraft quality, fantastic. We are not gonna taxi to the runway. That's gonna take a while. So we're gonna go ahead and jump over to the runway. Runway 9er takeoff from San Diego. So here's the airplane. Let's go to the cockpit view real quick. As you can see, this is the A350 cockpit, which is actually one of my most favorites. It's super modern, super Airbus-like. I realize that I'm in the minority. I do prefer Airbus cockpits, even the side sticks, but that's just me. Feel free to hate at me if you want. I don't care. I love Airbus. We have these huge 15-inch MacBook panels. We're gonna go ahead and try to take off and fly around San Diego. Flaps are gonna be at 2. We're gonna do a static takeoff. Thrust 50% to stabilize. Engines are stabilized. We can release brakes and go for 100% thrust. Probably shouldn't be using toga thrust because again the engines are gonna wear out or something, but I don't care. We're just gonna still take off. These Rolls-Royce engines are fantastic on this aircraft, so we can probably rotate. We're a little too fast, but still rotating. We're gonna retract gear goes up. Now the scenery does actually look a little better from a high altitude, from something like 36,000 feet ish, but then again it doesn't have to render as much because you're not so close to the ground. But right off the bat we can see that it's just outright horrible. Like I said earlier, it's just not pleasant to look at all. It's just So that really does hinder the flight experience a little bit, because I do appreciate every single bit of work that the Infinite Flight Studio put into the simulator. I really do appreciate it. No hate intended. I'm just stating that the scenery is actually not that great, as many of you might be aware. So yeah, I hope this gave you a pretty decent idea of Infinite Flight scenery. Let's hop over to FS 2020, and I do mean the mobile sim from Aerofly, not the actual FS 2020. Those names are very confusing. So now that we are in Aerofly FS 2020 by iPACS, we can already see that the UI is decent, but I do prefer Infinite Flight's UI. But still, I mean, this is not bad, very 2020-like. This time, since this doesn't have A350, we're gonna do a 777 because that's the newest addition to FS 2020. We're also gonna do San Diego because for consistency. And let's go ahead and start this thing up. Okay, so here's the Boeing 777-300ER, United Airlines, beautiful livery. We're at San Diego. We can already see right off the bat that we do have 3D buildings, which is a huge factor. It adds to the immersion of the flight. It adds to a lot of stuff. Obviously, you wouldn't see a Virgin Atlantic A340 at San Diego, but still, this is nice. This is really nice. We can see the terminals, the airport. The runway looks really cool, and obviously a few weird textures, a few horrible looking textures here, but that's okay. I feel like the 3D buildings do make up for the kind of bad-ish textures on the ground here. Downtown, that's San Diego downtown. That's Coronado Island, Coronado Bridge. I recognize this because this is really highly detailed. Let's go inside the cockpits real quick, and we're going to put flaps. Oh, they're already 15. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take off for this one. We're not gonna try to stay realistic because I'm trying to prove a point here. Ooh, that's a Lufthansa 747-400 at San Diego with Rolls-Royce engines for some reason. Okay, apparently Lufthansa switched over to RB211 on their 747-400s. Rotate and ooh, let's not veer off. Put the gear up real quick because we don't want to stall out, and let's go outside view just like always. And can we just take the time to appreciate the work iPACS has done on this scenery, because it's really impressive for a mobile sim. No, it's not going to be payware quality on X-Plane, but then again, it's actually still decently done. This is pretty darn realistic. We have the Hyatt Hotel, which I've actually stayed at a few times. We have the convention center. I believe Comic-Con is there. Sadly not a FurCon. Nice bridge over here. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, okay, so now we can see the kind of bad-ish scenery, but that's outside the airport itself, so we're probably gonna be at a higher altitude by then. So now you can see, you'll be the judge. Which of these two simulators has a better scenery? By that I mean, just let me know in the comments which one you prefer more, which one you think has a better scenery. In my opinion, Airfly 2020 wins by a long shot. We're gonna dive deeper into the flight dynamics and physics themselves in another video. That's when I'm gonna compare the two completely different stuff other than the scenery. So there you go. That's the scenery in both of the two simulators. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.